name is Kenneth Burke. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Today we're in the digital room or test room, however you want to call it, or slash my gaming room. All right, so I get this a lot from people who, most people out there have white projection screens due to the fact that pretty much that's what you will bump into first when buying a projection screen will be a white screen. Let me see if I was smart enough. Where is my mouse and keyboard and everything else I would need to work over here? So I bump into a lot of places like churches and schools and places that are using white screens. First thing they get, customers first time buying on eBay, they will get white screens right from the door. We got two projectors set up. One's in 1080p, one is actually in 720p. I'm not going to tell you which one's which yet. Got to figure that one out. They're both being hit on the magenta, which is the 135-inch screen I have here in my test room. We got two white screen samples on both screens, showing you that whether if you have a 1080p Chrissy or down to a 720p ViewSonic, you're still going to get the same results from your white screen. Now, as soon as I track down my mouse, which I have one around here somewhere, I can trigger my computer and go to Amazon and show you what usually most people run into. Oh, here's my mouse, stacked up here in all this mess. Gotta organize this from a little bit. All right, so usually with most projection screens, people don't run into the Dark Star 9s or the Gray Cinema 5Ds or none of those. You have to basically either go to a dealership or maybe you might be able to find one on eBay or something like that. Usually when it comes to the more advanced flagship screens, they do require you to actually go through somebody like a dealership or something like that. You just can't really buy that off of eBay. Or yes, you can buy it off eBay if you get used or someone selling one. All right, it's telling me we don't have a signal. Let me see what's going on here. Something I might have disconnected when I was running something. Where's our HDMI ports? This one's off HDMI. Sorry about that. I haven't used this computer in a while. It's just used for certain work, and that's it. Oh, HDMIs are not even hooked up to this. Okay, let me find some HDMIs. Pretty sure I got some laying around here somewhere we're not using. What's sitting on this? Alright. Didn't have my HDMIs hooked up to my computer. I think I was running something earlier, probably last month, and probably forgot to hook everything up to it. Alright. Let's see where we have to go at with all of this. Oh, we do have it. HDMIs. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. I hope I remember the passcode for this computer because I don't think I do remember it. So we're going to switch over to a different screen colors to show you exactly what you're going to get. Yeah, it's going to ask for password. Great goodness. What is the password for this thing? Oh, man. I knew it was going to have to ask for a password for this machine. I'm going to have to lift up one of the projectors because under my mouse pad there is the actual password for my computers. I got 5 computers in the house and there's passwords to all of them. So I don't remember them offhand, so I have to put little notes here and there all over the house to remember where the passcodes are. Hold on for a minute. This piece of paper doesn't want to come with me. There we go. So last time I had to go through the nightmare of going in and trying to reprogram the passcodes to get access to one of the computers. All right, didn't think I was going to need that, but I have to get access to it. Oh, it's okay. I don't know what I didn't think of that date. Let's go back in and click on that one. All right. Okie dokie. No, not going to remember that, not ever. Put that over there and change that over here. All right. So we're going to get on this in a few minutes. So I'm just going to go on YouTube. Let's check out on YouTube on here. Okay. XY screens. Yeah, I was doing some research. I was tracking down screens. I was still looking to get my hands on XY screens. Trying to get my hands on their screens really badly. You don't need to see that. That's my passcode to access to my machine. All right. So at least now, this is my clutter mess up here. I'm working on getting a bigger desk. I am. I want to actually get a bigger, much bigger desk to work up here. But this is all the stuff I got up here. My scanning software and everything up here. Yeah, machines and stuff. Okay. So I'm actually going to be buying a few of these Amazon projection screens. And the one thing I like about Silver Ticket doesn't put any special effects in. Like they just show their logo on a Silver Ticket. That's what you're getting. That's what I like about their screens. That's the one I have downstairs. I bought the 235.1. But usually with most customers that I deal with, they don't have the expensive screens. They're not using the Cinema Gray 5Ds or the DMP Supernovas or Dark Star 9s. They're not using any of those. They're using the first screen that pretty much pops up on eBay. So, how come my lights aren't on here? This is how I don't even come here and use half my stuff. Alright, so if I'm on eBay, first time customer, of course I already know what's going to happen from the door if I buy one of these screens. I've tested them over and over again. So customers buying the screen for the first time probably buys their projector from someplace else. Do not buy projectors from Best Buy. Don't do that. They will get you. They will actually take a lot of money out of you. They will sell you something that's, sorry Best Buy, but it's true. I used to go in Best Buy and I know it's wrong. I used to go and troll Best Buy. I used to go in there and just ask about their projectors. Knowing darn well I know a lot about projectors. And the guy would sell me all this stuff and I'm like, yeah, well, it's that and the other, blah, blah, blah. And then they would bring out some white screen and say, yeah, you're going to get the best picture quality. It's going to look absolutely amazing. You're talking to a person who actually works with this stuff 24/7. So, yeah. Yeah, don't buy projectors from Best Buy. They're overpriced. Let me see. Let me go into projection screens. So usually what most customers do, they go in and they go track down a projection screen from Amazon. Whether you're getting motorized or whatever, you're going to get that projection screen. Click on here. And actually, we got to buy a few of these screens anyway. So this is what I don't like. See that really crystal clear, beautiful image that they're showing you that this is what you're going to get? This is Photoshop. This is all Photoshop. None of this is real to begin with. This is all completely Photoshopped. You're not going to pick up an image that vivid, that sharp. It's not going to happen. Let's see if we can get one and a fixed frame screen. I know this is not being used outside. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff you got to watch out for. So what they're showing you here, how this is going to look, I told you, you got the whole family setting sitting around the screen. It's nice and bright. The image is nice and sharp. That's what most people think that they're going to get literally out of a white screen. You're not even going to come close to that. You're not going to get any of that. That's not going to happen at all. No way. On no part of the earth, it's not going to happen. You're going to get dark contrast. No, it's not going to look like that at all, period. So I'm looking for something like, let me see, fixed frame. Let's go with fixed frame. Fixed frame projection screen. That's what we want. Elite doesn't do that either. If you look at Elite screens, when they advertise their screens, they never put something up there that's not true. They'll put their logo with their whatever kind of colorful design behind it, but that's as far as they will go when it comes to their screens. And this is why I like to do the demonstrations when I open up the windows to show you exactly what you are getting. Oh, you're definitely not getting that. Alright, so see these beautiful bright colors? I would have bought this screen too. It has a nice black border around it too for $89. That's not a bad price. And I'll convert that into something realistic. Yeah. See? This is what I'm talking about. See how the screen's outside? Some people really think, and it's not their fault, but the way the image that they portray, that you're going to get this sharp, crystal clear image outside your home, and that time of the day that image is going to pop up looking like that. That's not going to happen. This is what I mean by you got to be careful with the Photoshop. They Photoshop this with projectors, and they Photoshop the daylights out of it with projection screens that you're really going to be able to get an image looking that sharp. You're gonna even if you're able to pull that, you're gonna have to have an extremely expensive projector to do it. I mean, really expensive projector, 20,000 lumen projector, and you're still not even gonna pick up your colors correctly. So no, this is not gonna happen. So I'll show you why. So we got two white samples right here in the middle of the screen. We got that on the magenta. We're using a 1080p Chrissy, and then we're using, I probably gave it away already on which one's which already. But we got a 1080p Chrissy and we got a 720p Chrissy that we're using in a demonstration. All right, let me see where I put the remote control for the 1080p. Here we go. Let's bring up blue screen. So there's a blue screen being displayed. See how the white screen just stuck out? So I'll just tell you which one's which. That's a 1080p Chrissy right there, 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. Right there. Blue screen. So there we are. We got two screens popping up that are blue. I told you, it didn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference if the projector is 1080p or 720p. Neither one of them have the ability to pick up on a white screen. Can't be done. I don't care if you go to 4K. I don't care if you go to 10,000 lumens, 20,000 lumens. You're not picking up color on a white screen. They can't pick up color. White screens, like I said, are the cheap bottom dollar screens, or the cheapest screens you could possibly get. It's not going to show it whatsoever. Same thing, if certain screen paints aren't designed correctly, they will do the exact same scenario. And we've already done this with automatic different search of different kinds of screens and stuff. But like I said, the darker the screen, the more advanced the screen is. This is why when I explain to people that when people are talking about light gray screen paints, we develop them too, but the difference between ours and everybody else's is that we can show that we can pull a contrast level and darker colors when they can. But like I said before, that you're not going to be able to see color or contrast. It's just not going to come up. All right, let's come over here. And mind you, we're doing this in the middle of the day. So I could easily do this at nighttime, but I choose to do this in the middle of the day. So there's the red screen popping up on this side. And as you can see, the white screen still isn't picking up any color. Go back on this side. Let's pick up a red screen on this side. As I said before, this is the reason why you got to go into color calibrating or calibrating your projector, because your screen can't see color. That's the problem. So we'll go back and we'll do a color swap out. Let's see if we got a color swap out on this side too. Let's see what we got going on this side. Should be the same thing because I'm using both. There we go. Got color swap on the side, color swap on the side. We'll probably get a commercial on both ones. Color swap out here. And that's going to be a straight add on that side. As this screen starts to change, that's the 720p. And this is the 1080p. You still can't see color. That's why I say when you go to Amazon, Amazon's gonna be littered with nothing but white projection screens. eBay's gonna be littered with nothing but white projection screens. I can do this later on tonight. I'll do one with the high-end professional screens. We're doing with the Seymour AV. We're doing with all the different screens we have here. I got the whole bundle up here right now. They're all gonna react the same way. You can't see color. And especially in the environment, I don't even have my lights on. This is just regular daytime. In the afternoon, usually I'm up here if I'm doing some gaming or something like that, I go free time, I can come up here and game with no problem because my screens are designed to pull in ambient light, or actually project ambient light and be able to maintain color without the image washing out. So here we have a Chrissy full 1080p projector. And then over here, we have the ViewSonic 720p. Because some people feel that, okay, so if I got a white screen, I got a beautiful image, I'm just going to go in and get myself a better projector. It doesn't make a difference. You could upgrade all day long. You're still going to get the same crappy image. You just don't have the capability of seeing color. Now, again, and I don't know how many times I have to explain this, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear this crystal clear as I say this. We're going to be making our own gray screen paints, so we can do demonstrations on gray screens. Keep in mind, because you make a gray screen paint, someone does not own the rights to all gray screen paints. It doesn't work that way at all. Unless you have a particular certain kind that you may have some paperwork underneath of it saying it's yours, then you can. That be yours. Because then you'll be including Goose Screen and about 13 other companies I can name that develop gray screen paints, including a few of them on eBay. So you do not own that right. So we're going to be making a couple of gray screen paints. Now, like I said, better we do it that way than we do it the other way. Because if right now, if your product here, if I throw it up against in this demonstration, it's not going to go well. So what we're going to do is going to come and make our own gray screen paints, which I've been doing since, what was it, 2012? No, way back since before 2012. Maybe 2011, my company, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, came out. Yeah, that's when I was making gray screen paints in 2011, that far back. So, if anything, I would have more rights. But let's move on from there. So they basically do things on a way where we're going to test, because I'm going to have companies, like I said, we do business with, that are going to say, well, what if I do this with the gray screen paint? What if I do it with this screen paint? With other companies, not hobbyists, companies. What's the reaction going to be? So we have already purchased some other gray paints from a company called Nox. I think they're NOX, and it's another company I ordered from to show the difference why you don't want to deal with these particular screens. Basically next to our technology. All right, let me see. Let's go with, let's bring up Starfield demonstration. I wonder if it having both Alexas in here at the same time. Is one going to actually deny while the other one actually plays? Starfield demonstration. Oh, interesting. So they act right when they're both together. So here we are. Starfield displaying on both screens. You want to hear something interesting? 22,000 to 1 contrast, 4,000 to 1 contrast, 720p, right there, 720p, 1080p. ViewSonic Chrissy projector. Now I got my Chrissy projector for around, I got mine for around 230. If you try to go online and get them now, they're $1,000. That's what they cost. Use $1,000. You're lucky if you get one for maybe around $600 or $700. The projector I have over here, I got for $150, and you get that projector brand new if you want from Amazon for around $300. You get on eBay used around $250. Beautiful butterflies, relaxing. Beautiful butterflies, relaxing.
Getting that from YouTube.
This one would automatically activate because it automatically knows what I'm going to do before I do it. Let's figure out which video we have on that one. This is a 1080p. This is the 1080p projector right there. You're looking at it. So go back. See what I mean? It doesn't make a difference what projector you have, your white screen can't see it. The only way this screen is going to pick up, we would have to be here in the dark. And of course, yeah, we got too much light going on in the environment. Even though I got my windows, it's not that well lit in here. Those screens are not going to pick up. And any gray screen, as I said before, that cannot read code, that cannot read contrast, cannot read proper color, it's going to have the same results. Same results. Because they're slightly darker than a white screen, which means that's a problem. They're going to react the same way. Because the first thing I get is when a customer, I talk to them, I say, what kind of screen you have? And they'll say, oh yeah, I got a white screen, but when I turn the lights on, the color washes out, it fades. You know what I mean? Maybe I might want to upgrade to a higher projector. Don't waste your money. It's not going to do a world of good. And this is why I explained to you that, you know, when you see screens that are lighter gray, those are cheaper screens. Those screens are not, they don't consider those to be high-end screens. That's why we consider the ultralight gray to be a mid-class screen. It's considered to be the white screen of our projection screens, of what we sell. Majority of screens we sell are darker screens because we know how they're designed. They're designed to actually pull that contrast and color to kill the ambient light that's going to actually disrupt the picture quality. That's why it's important. That's why if you look at right from the door, if you look at the who has a lineup of gray screens, Elite Screens. They have a lineup of screens. They have a white screen, which is the cheapest one you can get. They have the Cinema Gray, which is around, as I said before, $800 to $900. This is 100 inches only. Then you get around to the Cinema Gray 5D, which is actually darker than the Cinema Gray. Now your price has jumped to $1,300 to $1,400. Now, if you want something in a more advanced model, something darker that's going to bring you more contrast, that is going to be the best for your 4K projectors and, you know, high-end projectors. Then you're talking about the Dark Star 9. That's the high-end. That's their flagship. That's a darker screen. Not a light gray screen. It's a dark screen. Black Diamond. If you look at their screens, they're not light gray. They're dark screens. Look at Daylight Screen. Daylight Screens for the longest time made white screens, light gray screens, and mid-color gray screens. That's what they made. Now they have dark color screens at Parallax. That's what they had, a darker gray screen. So your price jumps. So when you get to the Dark Star 9, your price has automatically went from the $300 white screen all the way up to a screen that costs you $3 grand. And that's just with a 100-inch. If you want to go 120-inch, you're going to drop some more money. If you want to go with a screen that can pick up ultra short throws, because sometimes a lot of those screens have complications with ultra short throws, now you got to jump in maybe a couple $1,000s to get an ultra short throw screen that can pick up on your ultra short throw projector. See how your price keeps jumping? Keeps jumping. If you want to go with acoustic, oh, your price just jumped even higher. Because now you're talking about a different caliber of screen. Your price, you know, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to go on there and get a screen for $300 that is dark as a Darkstar 9 caliber, what do you call it, acoustic and ultra short throw. That's not going to happen. You're going to pay for that. And then in all that, they're going to tell you, well, now you got to go out and you got to spend money for a really good projector to go with the screen you just paid a ton of money for. And then once you get the projector that you paid probably about $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 for, then you're going to have to calibrate the very same projector that you bought because it's not working well in the environment that you have it in, because your environment now has to be an ambient light controlled environment because there's too much light coming at the screen. So, well, how do you know all this? Because I sit back and I watch all their demonstrations. And if a screen is ambient light rejection, it should be able to take on a ton of light. Like the signature I have in the next room where I can show you me getting up in the morning, making my morning tea, and opening up my curtains and watching anything I want, even outer space exhibits right off my blackout cloth. But you can't see them do that. And do it at a 720p projector that cost me $180. So your price starts to jump. Some people are telling you that no, light gray screens will do the same thing that a black. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't even do the same thing as a dark gray screen. It won't. If Elite or one of them big companies ever get the technology for a black screen, I guarantee you it is going to cost you an arm and a leg that you wouldn't even believe. I guarantee you. If they ever figure out how to do it. But they're using that reflective material, which is kind of hard to actually work with. Imagine having that in black. But they figure a way how to do it, you're talking about at least $8,000 screen easily. For a 100-inch. So we take our screens here, as I explained to you. See the color of that screen? That's a Cinema Gray by Elite Screen, as I explained to you. Around, like I said, $800 to $900. If this was the best screen they had, they would have stopped here, but they didn't. There's a reason why. Then they come off with Cinema Gray 5D, right? Which is darker than this screen. Costs a little more because the darker the screen, the more expensive it gets. Actually, this one's going to pull better contrast. And then they come up with the Darkstar 9, which is actually darker than all three of them. And this screen right here is the one that's going to cost you money. Yet that screen sitting up there is purple. That's a magenta. Magenta is a purple screen that can see color. No, kind of forgot about that part. Screen's not black, it's actually purple. That's a magenta. That's an exotic screen right there. They can see color. So when I was flashing all those colors back and forth across the screen, that screen's purple. And that screen can see color better than a white screen. I'm going to leave my projector set up this way because tonight we're going to do an all lights out in the dark, because you'll have some people saying, well, it's not fair, all your lights are on. Well, pretty much that's what people want. That's what ambient light projection technology is. So you can use your screen in a fully lit environment. Funny, because some of the companies I've seen already who claim that ambient light projection, their environments are always dark, especially XY, and you know you do that all the time. I watch a lot of their demonstrations, all pre-rehearsed, lights section out in different areas. If this was an ambient light controlled environment, I'll tell you how to be done. First things first, they'd have some condensed lighting, probably here and here, away from the screen. That'll be coming down right there and there. And then they'll have all this will be blocked out. They'll have some shades here and here. This is way too much light passing through these curtains, so this would be shaded out really good. Just enough light to pass through and make it look like it's well illuminated. And then that window behind there, there'd be no way in the world to use that kind of curtain right there because that's too much light pushing in right there on the screen alone. So that'll be shaded out. And then they'll put some condensed lighting here and here, and they'll darken this room. These walls won't even be this white, probably a little darker. And then they'll say, look, it's ambient light rejection. If my house has to look like a cave, that's not ambient light rejection. This is why I tell you to do your research. This is why I tell you before you buy from me, go out and check out and see our try to see if you can find anybody who can match our demonstrations. That's why you need to see that when you go on Amazon, you're buying a screen for the first time, you're going to bump into white screens. That's all they have on those white screens. Unless you bump into an elite screens may have a few of their category screens in there. But when you're talking about the high-end screens, the DMP Supernovas and high-end screens, you got to go to a select dealership for those screens right there. You can't just go buy those. And that's what you got to be careful about. Well, not with them. You got to be careful with them. You have to be careful about when you're going out to get something from Amazon. And same thing goes with projectors. Don't buy knockoffs on just stay away from the knockoffs. We got to do some demonstrations on knockoff projectors. I got one here that was claiming to be 15,000 lumens. You got to stay away from them. And this is what I love. I love the Photoshop. They do a really good job with the Photoshop. Look at that. If you're buying a screen for the first time, you would think this is the image that I'm going to be able to pull up off of my screen. We can't even get butterflies to pull up on the screen over there. I'll take that screen and coat that, be done with it. See, this is the one thing I do like about Elite screens. Because Elite screens don't put these colorful pictures on here to make you think that you're getting something you're not. No, they'll put their advertisement with some colorful art behind it. That's what they're doing. But they're not going to sell you something that's not true. I know even tell you, if you go buy a screen from them, say, well, white screen's bottom dollar screen. You want the best screen that you're going to get, you got to go to Dark Star 9. That's the darkest screen you make. That's the top of the top, the best of the best. And there's a big difference of a Dark Star 9 versus a white screen. The only thing is that when you take their technology and stick it against our technology overshadows their technology because we can pull images they can't. But to be fair, they were never testing against their stuff to begin with. So they wouldn't know that. All they know, they test against white screens because they know the majority of most people that are shopping on Amazon or any place to buy screens at are going to end up with a white screen. Like this company right here that's showing you that you're going to be able to get this crystal clear image off your screen. And as I told you before, look at the advertisement. Whole bunch of people grouped around the screen. 150 inches. That's not even 150 inch screen. And you add, when you look at it, that's not even 150 inches. And you're going to be able to pick up an image that sharp. So what most of my customers will do when they call me up, they will buy a screen and then ask what's the best screen to coat. Pretty much all of them are good to coat. You can coat any one of these screens with our technology. That's what we're going to be doing this summer. We're going to be buying a lot of these screens and actually turning them into high-end performance screens. Same thing goes with their cheap knockoff fake projectors. Not all our projectors on Amazon are fake. I bought a couple projectors from Amazon. But screens are fake. Unless you run into one of the Elite screens, and Elite screen gives you one of those samples where you can actually go and you can change your screen to a more darker screen. But then you're talking about a good, maybe, like I say, your price is going to jump by a lot. This is 135 inch at 16.9, and it costs about 2 quarts to paint this screen. So bottom line is, at the end of the day, my customers walk off with a screen that's going to be less than a screen. It's going to cost them, even at the bare minimum, of $800, which is the Cinema Gray, and that would cost you for a 100 inch. Think about that one. Add that one up. Let's see if they go with their projectors. And this is another thing too. This is what I feel sad about when it comes to Amazon. Amazon, I guess because they do business with other merchants, I guess they don't really care what they sell in there. eBay is the main one, because eBay is always talking about how, you know, they're trying to prevent fraud on their sites, but yet you let people sell these projectors on here that are garbage. And I mean garbage. I had a friend of mine, she sent me a, because she knows what I do for a living, and she sent me a link to a projector she was going to pull the trigger on and buy, and I was like, don't buy that piece of junk. But look at the pictures, it looks beautiful. No, don't buy that. It's garbage. I had one of these right here, that projector right there. Sorry about that. This projector right there got a lot of high reviews on YouTube. I'm not saying I hate the people on YouTube. I say I dislike certain people on YouTube who take these projectors, stick them in a dark environment, and they said the image looks absolutely amazing, and it's garbage. It's literally garbage. This is why none of these companies better never send me a projector over here. Never better send me. I don't want your money. Send your projector over here. I'll give it a review, all right. Yes, I will. When I get done with it, trust me, nobody will want to go near me again. I'm not going to do it for views. I'm not going to do it to say that it's a good projector. No, if it's crap, it is crap. Like, come on, are you kidding me? This is what pretty much eats my lunch right here. If you ever heard that term of eating your lunch when somebody does something completely idiotic. You're going to tell me this projector is 6,000 lumens? That projector over there, you know how big a 6,000 lumen projector is? It's a big, big projector. That's not a small projector. Anytime you see one of these projectors coming up claiming to be a 6,000, 7,000 lumen projector, that's a lie. You know how big a 6,000 lumen projector is? That big machine over there, that giant Chrissy, that's a 7,500 lumen projector. That's the Roadhouse case it came into. That's how big that projector is when you're talking about 6,000 lumens. When you start reaching that range of a 6,000, this is 43 right there. And you got a few venue projectors in here. See that big old projector up there? That's another Chrissy. That's a 5,000 lumens. There's no way in the world. Once you start reaching over 5,000 lumens, that's, yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's not even going to happen. So they want $89. $89 for a projector that is 6,000 lumens of brightness. They want $89. Yeah, right. You could even get a filter on a projector that is 6,000 lumens for $89. That's how I know it's garbage. And the minute when people sit there and I'll talk to some customers and they'll tell me I got this projector and they'll say, I got it. How many lumens is it? And they'll say, oh, it's like 15,000 lumens. It's 7,000 lumens. And I go, ask you a question. How big is that projector? And they'll say, oh, it's about the size of a VCR tape. And I go, no. That's not a 6,000 lumen projector. Not even close. Not even close. 6,000 lumen projectors are gigantic. This is when you talk about over venue, you start getting into commercial projectors and you start getting those big boy projectors. And you're not plugging that into your house without blowing a few fuses, because I've done it already. If you've seen it on camera, when I had that Casio projector that came through here, it dimmed my lights when I plugged that thing, and I had to get a separate power supply just to run that monster. And that was not a projector that was going to be easy to be taken in and out of the house at will. If you know what I mean. It was a very big projector. And full 1080p. So they're going to tell you from the door, This is a 2021 upgrade. Gotta be careful about these sneaky bells and whistles. 2021 upgrade. Do we have the projector in here? I think we got the knockoff projector downstairs. It's supposed to be 15,000 lumens. Upgrade projector. 20,000. It's 2021. It's supposed to be 1080p. Supports 1080p, so this is going to support 1080p. Just because it has an HDMI on the back of it doesn't mean it's 1080p. It just means it's just garbage. That's all. Because the bottom line of it's not name brand. We have a list of projectors we don't support. Those things became a headache to us. And Amazon doesn't care. They don't care. That's no way in the world. That's not even possible. That projector's way too small. Here's another one. This one's 5,200 lumens. It's a 5,200 lumen projector. I guarantee you that thing is about that freaking small. I guarantee you. That's supposed to be 52. I got a Sony DPL FH36 that's 5,200 lumens. It is way bigger than that. 5,200 lumens. What's the golden price they want for it? They want $119. Not even close. I bought mine used for around $360. Yeah. 1080p supported. Now they're saying 1080p supported. They're not saying 1080p. I guess they cracked down on some of it. You're going to be able to get a 200-inch from this screen right here. From this projector, you're not getting 200 inches out of that. I bet you $100 that that lens on it is plastic. That lens is supposed to be glass. Now that's about right. There you go. That's about right for an image. That's about right. So how's a projector that is supposed to be, how many lumens is a projector? 5,200 lumens. This is supposed to be a 5,200 lumen projector, but yet your image looks like that. This is what you got to be careful about. Let's see. I swear I'll tell you. Better off just buying just a short throw, but not a short throw. You're better off just buying a 720p, or just buy basically an older projector. You're gonna get more of your money's worth than these freaking Make-A-Wish bells and whistles nonsense, because they're, like I said, they put all the stuff on there they want to track you to. It's 6,000 lumens, it's 1080p, it's 4K. You really think you're gonna get a 4K projector for $89? That's impossible. That's not even going to happen. So you have to be really careful about that stuff. Let me see if I can find my knockoff in here. There's a knockoff projector in here somewhere. Go downstairs. This is better than a knockoff projector. This is a Brookstone. Brookstone, we support these. I've used Brookstone quite a few times. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna go get my knockoff projector. Now, my knockoff projector I paid $89 for this projector. $89, and it's supposed to be 15,000 lumens. That's what they claim it's supposed to be. Let's plug it up in here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get a full 15,000 lumens. 15,000 lumens is much powerful than anything I have in here, including the 5,000 lumen Chrissy over top me. It should be able to overshadow these screens with no problem whatsoever. So let's see what's happening. We're gonna run our PS4 through it too. I'm gonna turn this to the side because I got crazy man clothes on right now. But as you can see, with our technology, we're using this in a fully lit environment. Screen's not fading. It's fantastic. I'm gonna go find my 15,000 projector. should have been here sooner, but tripped over my train set coming upstairs. So you know I have a huge train set in the middle downstairs. All right, so this projector I bought to prove a point. Why you stay away from knockoff projectors. So it looks. This is supposed to be 15,000 lumens 4K projector. I got for $89 off of eBay. Also too, when I'm in here all the time, I'm always using the 5,000 lumen Chrissy, so we're down to 43 and 38 over there. But we use lesser projectors on this screen. Let's see, we're gonna hook up this thing at 15,000 lumens. Let's disconnect this one. Wasn't planning to talk about projectors today, but I figured might as well. Now, someone has been in the field like churches and schools and stuff like that, they're not even going to bother with these projectors because they only buy a certain kind and that's it. But the everyday Joe, which is not your fault, it advertises to something that's too good to be true. When I bought my first projector, these things didn't even exist at all, period. I mean, either you would just pick up a BenQ or a Sharp or a VSonic or an Optima, or you know what I mean, or one of them. But these projectors didn't exist, and I'm pretty sure I would have fallen into the trap of buying one of these myself the first time I would have purchased a projector. So I'd have been duped. So I don't sit there and criticize you because you went and bought a projector. You know, it's just a shame, unfortunately, that there's so many of these things on the market that, you know, can't help but to bump into them and think you're actually really getting a good projector. And if you notice that any time that they display these projectors on any YouTube channel that's pretty much advertising things or doing a review on them, they never put them on a dark screen. They always put them on a white screen or a white wall because they show up better on that surface. I am really going to have to push this thing up against the wall in order to see it. So it's on. It's definitely on, but you can't see it. I'm going to have to get a little closer. Yeah, we're just going to get a little closer. Look, so it's on. I'll try to get closer to the screen. See it now? It's on. That's it. That's supposed to be a 15,000 lumen projector right there. And that's what you're getting. See the problem we have here? I'll show you the problem we have here. This is the reason why we banned them on our site. You know why? Because someone would go out and they would buy the projector, have this projector, and before we put those notices up on our website, those policies, someone would have this projector, and then they'll buy our screen paint because they'll be using this projector on a white wall or white screen, and the images wouldn't pop up correctly. Wouldn't pop up correctly. Color was poor. Contrast was poor, and every time they use it in a fully lit environment, despite the projector being a crazy 8,000, 9,000, or 15,000 lumens, the image wasn't showing up. So they contact me and ask me if I can do something to improve the projector's performance, but they didn't tell me what the projector was. And they would basically go in and buy the screen paint. Some people wouldn't even call me. They would just go in and just buy the screen paint. Wouldn't read the policies, nothing at all. Just go buy. And then later on, I get a complaint from eBay, not from eBay, from PayPal. And the complaint that would say the product was not as described and didn't work and couldn't see the screen. And then when I would call them up to find out what's going on, wouldn't respond back, I would request to PayPal to request the model number of the projector. Sure enough, came back a knockoff. I even had customers who contact me and say, hey, paint didn't work, can't see it. What kind of projector you got? Sounds something like I have a Dragon Ball Z action figure. We don't support them. So this thing became a headache to me because we had customers that would go in and have these particular projectors and they wouldn't show at all, period. But it should show. It says 15,000 lumens. And I explained to them, do you have any idea how big a 15,000 lumen projector is? How big a 7,000 lumen projector? They're quite massive. There's no way in the world your projector could ever be that. And for the price that you paid for it. Well, how much did you pay for it? I paid $130 for it. I paid brand new. I paid $89 for it brand new. Do you have any idea what it cost for a projector that caliber? Are you kidding me? You're talking about thousands of dollars easily. So, yeah, this is the problem. This is why we don't accept. And I explain to people from the door that if you cost, and I have people call me up and tell me the projector they're getting way before they bought the paint. Thank you so much before you buy the paint. And we'll ask them. I'll ask them from the door, and then I'll direct them to somebody on eBay, a merchant that I have done business with, that I've bought projectors from, that I've done unboxings on YouTube showing off the performance of that projector on our paint. That's why I do the unboxing, so I can show you how to get cheaper projectors, how I can unbox them, and how they perform with the product. This is what you want to get. This is what you should be spending. You know what I mean? They go out and they buy the projector. Everything works out well. But this is the reason why we do not support fake projectors. So if you go on the website now, we have that huge policy up there that shows projectors that we only support only. Because this is the reason why. These cheap knockoff fake projectors don't work. And some people come by and they'll say, what about this model? What about that model? No, they do not work at all. They're made with cheap parts. They're basically the equivalent of a Disney flashlight. That's what it is. So you got a projector over there that is a 720p projector that is 800 by 600 res. Like I said, and over here, this is supposed to be a 4K projector at 15,000 lumens. Yet you can see the image on there because that's a ViewSonic, and this one is whatever freaking name it came with, right over here. And that's why we don't support them. And that's why I tell you stay away from them. Now I got to add in the caption, fake knockoff projectors also. Because I wasn't planning to do a demonstration on fake knockoff projector. Now if you notice, you look at the ceiling, over top of you, you will see the screen on the white screen. So on the ceiling, how it shows up, they're only meant to show up on white screens only. That's it. That's why all the demonstrations you see, name one if you've ever seen one where someone's using one on a dark gray screen, they don't do it. And also too, for those who have white screens, let me give you a little something. White screens are not meant to be used with 4K and HD projectors. They were meant, darker screens were designed for that. Much darker screens. That's why the darker screens cost more money. Like, well, no, it's impossible. They cost you. You ever seen the price of a black diamond? Do you know how much a black diamond costs? Or $5,000. It's $5,000 for a 100-inch screen. That's a dark screen. Put my watch and come back in real quick. Was I ordering something here? No, I did order from here already. I'm just looking at something real quick. Yeah, it's not what you think it is. Just stay away from those particular projectors that are claiming to be that way. Because if you did get a 6,000 or 7,000 lumen projector, your freight charge would be insane. Your shipping charge would be crazy. There is no way in the world that anyone's going to ship you a 7,000 or even a 6,000 lumen projector, and you're not going to pay a freight charge. It's going to be anywhere between $200 and $300, probably around close to $300. Do you have any idea what kind of cases these things come in? It's called a road case. You ever seen the size of a road case? That's a case. That's a road case. That's what that projector came in. That giant case right there. That case, to have that thing shipped in, cost me, I paid about $500 for the projector. And then the freight charge to have it shipped in was like $300, $325. I got shipped by freight. You go on eBay, do your research, look at those projectors right there, see how much it would cost you to ship in. Some places, projectors, literally, they want you to do local pickup. They don't even want to ship it to you. They want to just do a local pickup. You go pick it up. Because the shipping charge would cost so much that, you know, nah. I want you to go pick it up. Turn my projector back on. Here's the 30 on the white screens right there. See all the crazy testing stuff I got to do on a day-to-day basis? This is all the stuff that you see me show you here. This is the same kind of testing that I have to do against my own product. This is why we have all these projectors, why we have all these sample sheets, because we have to test their screens on this level. I have to test how they're going to react to 720p, how they're going to react to 1080p. For me, I feel 4K is overkill. That's how I feel. I have demonstrations of me testing 4Ks against 720p's. I'll put a link at the bottom to check it out. And they all have to be done in normal lit environments, not dark environments, normal lit environments. And we don't even have the 5,000 lumen Christie on right now. We're just using the basic projectors we're using here right now. Let me go in here and bring up, if I wanted to go buy myself right now, let's see if I want to buy a black diamond. I'm going to buy a black diamond projection screen. I want 120 inches. 120 inch black diamond. Black diamond. $120 That's 16.9. Let me get that. What are we talking about here? All right, let's go gather around, people. Let's gather around. So let me show you what the big boy screens cost. So you want to do a home theater setup, and I'm going to show you what it costs to do a home theater setup. It's very expensive, very, very expensive. That's why the price that I charge for my technology is extremely, extremely reasonable on what it costs to have a big boy setup. So if you want the high-end projector, the one you can actually use in a fully lit environment, and you're going to have to spend the money for the projectors too to do it. This is usually, I'm on a lot of these forum sites on Facebook, and these guys spend hundreds of thousands of dollars into these systems. The average Joe don't want to spend that kind of money, and I can understand that, bar none. You want a screen to be used in a fully lit environment. You want the colors to look right. You want the screen to look beautiful. That's what you want. In order to get that kind of screen, you're going to have to spend some serious money. So let's start off with, let me shrink this down a little bit so I can show you. And for those of you talking about how you want real 4K sound, yeah, 4K receivers aren't cheap. They're very expensive too. So this is what we're talking about in price tag for screens. This one right here is the 0 edge 120 inch. This is gray. See where it says pure gray? Pure gray, not dark, pure gray. This is a light gray screen. That screen right there would cost you around $1,564.50. See how light gray that screen is? Now let's swing over to the darker gray screen right here. Now we go from 5,160, 660, you know what I'm talking about. Right here, let's bring it right here. $5,160, there we go. That's gunmetal. And they're saying the surface color is black. Ooh, Ooh, I like to test that screen. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. You know the kind of test I would put that screen under. And I guarantee you that the demonstration on that screen, if I were to look it up, because right now I got to stay away from them. Their lawyer will be contacting me and telling me what am I doing. But I bet you $100, $100 that that environment where that screen is sitting at is ambient light controlled, and they're using an insane powerful projector for their presentation. Guarantee you. You know what? You can't do anything. You can't do anything because it's just simply research. Simply research. I'm gonna go look at the video. Simple research, and nothing you can really do about it. Because then if they want to do something about it, then I'll say send me a sample sheet and I'll put you side by side to the Black Nova or the 21. So let's dig up and see what we get here. Now, mind you, that right there is, was it the 12? Yeah, that was a 12. Yeah, that was a 12. That was a 12 versus 11 certified screens. And that's what the 12 did to 11 certified screens, including a lot of the screens up there were dark and light. Look at that. And that's a 12. You can't see color, you're not going to pop. All right, so I'm curious to see what this environment looks like. It's probably the same old same, and if it is what I think it is, and it does look the way it does, and that environment is not well lit, why do you have me over here? Did I ask for that? All right, let me go back. Tell me I wasn't weird. I'm asked, go over to YouTube. I guess it brought it up from here. Oh yeah, it brought it up from here. So let's see. We're gonna mute. I don't like to do the whatchamacallit. And this is what I'm curious to see. They said the screen's black. Now, let me tell you something. Back in, before screens were actually jet black, they would say that a screen, because it was a darker gray, was considered to be black. That's not true anymore because now you have screens that are physically black now. So that's where that comes from. Okie doke. Don't get out of here with that survey nonsense. We don't want that. All right, so they got a black diamond screen, 235.1 cinema. I've seen this guy set up already before. We don't need to see all that. I want to see the actual screen. Bypass. And the reason why is because if you come over here before we pause that screen is labeled as black. That's what it's saying it is. It's a black screen. So that's what I want to see, if the screen is actually black, or is it being given the name black because the screen is dark gray? And if it is dark gray, come on. Let's pop that screen out of the box. Stop playing with the speakers. You gotta go through all that to hang a screen. Are you kidding me? I've done a screen. I have a you see me hang a 235.1 screen downstairs at 138 inches by myself. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not a black screen. That's actually a gray screen. We're calibrating the projector. Look at the size of that's the box of the projector that they're using on that screen. All right, buddy. What's your outcome? All right, so look. The screen itself, bottom line, it's not black, it's gray. And as I usually see, most screens that are darker Usually if it's a dark gray, they calibrate it as being black. Well, actually say it's black. But this is not giving me what I need. I need, I wish I can get a hold of their sample sheet. That's an XY. I know they're not black. They said they're black screens. The screens are actually gray. And that's the problem I have. When people saying, well, that's the environment. No, there's no excuse for it, man. There's no excuse. If your screen is ambient light rejection, it's not supposed to be used in an ambient light controlled environment at all, period. That's the way it's supposed to be. See that right there? It's a 180-inch screen sitting outside at 6:57 in the evening. That's how ambient light rejection technology is supposed to work. And my projector is a $300 outdated Sony projector, and Sony VPL FH30 as I'm using the demonstration. It's no $4,000, $5,000, or $15,000 projector. It is an old, outdated projector. And I'm outside, not even inside, outside at 180 inches. The screen is supposed to react like a TV. See the angle gain on that? You should be able to hit a 190-degree viewing angle on a screen and be able to still push an image. And this is what I talk about when I'm talking about these big companies using these massive overpriced projectors, ambient light controlled environments. How is the screen supposed to be one of the brightest screens on the market, but yet your screen is constantly being in an environment that basically uses ambient light control? That doesn't make any sense. But like I said, that's how they do it. They charge an arm and leg for a screen that can't be used in a fully lit environment. Oh, wait. Let's have a gander at this one real quick. We're gonna revolve this one, just real quick. Now, mind you, just showed you a 180-inch screen sitting outside, right, on an outdated projector, correct? All right. Let's just show you something. Do you see the size of that ultra short throw sitting on the floor? That right there is an ultra short throw projector. Look at the size of the screen. The screen's probably about 100 inches. Do you have any idea how powerful that projector is? It's probably, there's nothing I have nothing here in the house that could even come close to what that thing could do. Nothing. I got to get the name of this projector and look at the specifications on Projector Central. So say if this projector is roughly, let's say about 8,000 lumens, 4K projector, ultra short though laser, and it's being compressed into a 100-inch screen. You have an idea that you can have this entire area under a baseball stadium and you still wouldn't lose any picture quality because that thing right there is doing all the work. Not impressed at all. So let me see if we can go into the description and figure out exactly what projector was used in this video demonstration. Projector, this is their projector right here. This gives an idea exactly what the projector is. All right, this is a projector right here. that they're using. VPL, this is the VPL projector right here. We're going to go over to projector central. We're going to get the specifications on this projector, on how powerful this projector they use in the demonstration. All right, so let's get this going. 80-inch. I wonder if this screen was actually a full. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's for another day. That projector cost $24,000. $24,000 full HD laser projector. 20,000. What is the contrast on this thing? It's not giving me much kind of price on it. But like I said, the projector ultra short throw is sitting right up on top of the screen. I would love to see him do a demonstration at 1,000 lumens at around 13, 14 feet back and see what would happen. What would the reaction be? And use an older projector, much older projector. Somebody can relate to that. That's a $24,000 projector that they're using in that demonstration. $24,000. Think about it, $24,000 for that projector. That's you know how many projectors I can buy with $24,000? Oh, soon, my friend, soon. Yep, very soon. I got some technology for you very soon. Out of all the projection screen companies, I dislike him the most. And I'll tell you why I dislike him the most. Because, you know, if you ever read some of the documents I've actually posted, we've had confrontation with him in 2015. And in 2015, he didn't like the results that we actually played out against one of his products, which was the Black Diamond, which was a flagship of their technology. But I know how his technology functions. And therefore, because that little agreement didn't go so well, then we received a little letter from his attorney telling us to remove all documents, videos, pictures, and everything else that had anything to do with their company, because they didn't like the side-by-side demonstrations. They didn't want to give us an NDA to come down to Dallas, or Dallas, Texas, where they're located at. And I wasn't going to bring something down there that basically we couldn't get an NDA for. Which ones we have we're firing up right now? Okay, we'll take this one. And sorry about that. I'm using two remote controls that look exactly the same. All right, got my hand switched up. This is the left. This is why I like the Sony VPL FA30s, because you can watch two screens at the same time. Yeah, it's supposed to be, I'm going to do on this one. Yeah, I would definitely advance technology on that Sun Killer and play with him outside for about half an hour. See how long his screen stands up. I mean, we already have 21s. 21s can actually produce images at 536 outside with no problem. I mean, this is a screen taken on right now, 43 and 38. 720p and 1080p. And we're not even using, hooked onto my chair. We're not even using the big boy. And that's only, like I said, these projectors in here, I'm nowhere want to spend $24,000 for projectors. So if you're starting the demonstration off with a $24,000 projector, how many people in the room are going to relate to that thing? That's why I said I cannot wait to go to one of those. If I'm blessed to go to one of them shows like that, oh my goodness. I'm bringing one of the exotics. I'm bringing in a colored screen. I'm bringing something that they're not used to seeing. And then we're just going to have set up. Matter of fact, I'm using that projector right there. I would use that projector right there. 720p, 600 by 800 res. I would have it display the specifications right on the side of the screen so you can see exactly what kind of projector we're using. And we'll toss that thing back about 14, 15 feet. Because there's no way in the world I want to use ultra short though in a display like that. I'm not going to do it. I would just pay the money to have my own section, my own booth, so I can do a distance throw and still hit that screen, that colorful, crazy looking screen with a projector that would cost my customer with a massive price tag at the bottom, 150 bucks. That was it. Chances are by the time these things we finally get there, these things will probably be a lot cheaper than $300. Can you imagine the embarrassment on their face to see the price tag of their projectors being $24 or $8,000 and something like that, and my projector costing $150, and I can do that on a colored screen? Yeah. And the magentas are purple, and they still bring up better color. Color red. Order books. There's something she bought in red. You should bring some order books. Well, that's the theory for the white screens. What would be the theory if we used, because that's pretty much what you're going to get if you got a white screen. Yep, that's one right there. Red screen. I told you she was going to do it sooner or later. Blue screen. Doesn't make a difference what color we choose. It's all going to be weird for this white screen. White screen is just not going to be able to pick it out. So let's go to certified real quick. We'll do a cinema gray, and we'll do a. Well, that's not going to stick no real. On the planet, that's not going to stick. None of them sticky for that one. And we'll do a cinema gray 5D. Oh, wait, I forgot to show you. My fault. Cinema Gray 5D, 5 lead screens, and Cinema Gray. Ever seen somebody do that with two projectors at the same time? All right. Let's go for something a little bit more expensive. Let's go with the darker screens. We'll go with the Parallax. I'm always butchering that name. I'm gonna butcher that name to the dead eye. No, nothing intended, but that's what we do. $5,000 projection screen. Let's see how dark it is. Nice and dark, right? Now, one of the things I've noticed that usually with a lot of the companies that show off that reflective surface where it turns dark 1 minute and light the next minute, they never show off angle gain. I don't see a lot of angle gain demonstrations because some of the screens basically suffer from narrow viewing cone, which means the screen doesn't have the ability to pull up an image on the side because it becomes dark. And then some of the screens that they use are only ultra short throw only, can only be used with ultra short throw only projectors. So you have a choice, if it's ultra short throw, long throw, one or the other. But like I said, if you have the money to spend $24,000 for a projector, majority of most people don't. So you should be starting off with a projector that people can relate to. Not a projector that costs as much as a car. I think the last one they did was this other Sony. It was like $50,000, and then the bottom of the page where people were putting their comments, and it was like $50,000. That's all I could talk about. Was a $50,000 projector. Just too expensive. Well, object is to be able to do it for less money, get a beautiful picture, and don't have to go through the painstaking calibrating your projector. Because like I said, if you haven't calibrated a projector before, look it up. So that's something you want to do. You want to be able to turn it on and enjoy it. The average Joe just wants to basically have a nice screen. You can use it in a fully lit environment. It's going to give him proper color. He doesn't spend a lot of money for a projector. Wants to basically paint the screen, hang it, pop some popcorn, be done. They don't want to sit there calibrating the projector. Dark Star 9 by Elite Screens, right here. We'll put that right there. Dark Star 9. 3 certified screens here. We got from mid-level, white screen, expensive. These are the more expensive screens for about $4,000 to $5,000. Mid-level, which is $800. White surface right here, and then we have the Dark Star 9 at around $3,000. So we got a good range of screens. And then the screen we have, the larger one that's being displayed off, is our technology, which is a magenta, a black royal magenta, which is a dark purple screen that is now displaying red, being that the screen is purple, better than the screens that are displaying right now. Let's see, let's come out of here and let's pop over into a color changer. Probably get a commercial in there as usual. Let's pop out of this one. Let's go into a color changer over here. And as the screens swap back in color, you will notice that the other screens will not have the ability to be able to change over. They'll have either a slight difference, but they won't have the full color. And this is using 720p on this side and 1080p on that side. Doesn't make a difference. Now, you have to explain this to a certain individual. We all know who he is. I hate to bring him up in any of my video demonstrations, but keep in mind, these aren't household paints. These are certified projection screens. So there's no way in the world you would be able to even do this demonstration and pass it. When I tell you that we do some really interesting test demonstrations against our products, we do. We do some really crazy stuff. So like I said, I can swap back and forth 720p, 1080p. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Our screens don't have to be calibrated. Anyone's going to sit there and tell you you have to calibrate a screen, it's clearly telling you that their screen can't pick up color correctly. And we don't need gray screen paint to show you that. We can use certifieds. Alright, so if we go with something a little more powerful, let's take out this projector, which we don't need anymore, because it's getting pretty hot in here. We'll knock out this one, and we'll knock this one out. with these. I gotta remember which one's which. This one's going downstairs. I think this one goes downstairs to swing downstairs. I'll figure out which one's which. There's some air in here too. Man, it's freaking hot in here. Excuse me. That is a 5,000 lumen Chrissy just firing up right now. That's the big boys when we're using here all the time. Let me find my controller. Go. That's a full 1080p also. Let's squeeze the application real quick. I wonder if it's warm or it's chilly outside, man. If it's warm outside, I'm gonna go outside with one of the screens. I hope it's warm. I want to be outside so bad. So we got all this sunny weather now, but it's cold as I don't know what outside. Yesterday, I watch a lot of documentaries. I was watching The Rise and Fall of Rome. Man, that is a fascinating documentary to go through, but good gracious, are you kidding me? I mean, like I said, I wasn't a big history fan anyway, and when I was in school, but for some reason it just kind of grew on me on YouTube, and man, the Romans, whew, they were corrupt. They're really corrupt. Anyway, let's go with our microphones are hooked up. Color red. Remember, it could give me color red. Color red. See? That'll make a difference. We just went from a 38 720p, 43 720p, 5,000 lumen Chrissy 1080p projector. Can't see color. We don't even have the overheads on. Can't see color. Again, like I said, at the end of the day, they test their screens against white screens. That's what they do. So, you know, because most people out there are going to have white screens. You know, most people are going to have these particular screens. They're going to have white screens. Because at the end of the day, you know, searching for a projection screen, if you do happen to bump into one of these, I'm pretty sure you don't want to spend, well, if you have the money, but most people don't want to spend $5,000 or $4,000 or $3,000, not even $2,000 or not even $1,500 for a projection screen. You don't want to spend it, and I can understand why. Because, you know, you still got to buy your projector. Movie sofas and everything else you're going to need under the sun. That reminds me, I'm supposed to be buying myself a hot dog roller. We're outside. So when I watch movies, I want to be able to roll hot dogs. You know what I mean? What's a hot dog roller? At Bumwar? I think that's what it's called. I want to get one of those for outside. I'm going to let that color display stay right there for a little bit. And now you see what you get from a white screen. And you see what you get from a certified screen. Keep in mind, a certified screen is going to do better than a white screen. Anything's going to do better than a white screen. But our technology can do better than a certified screen. And some people would say save you hundreds. We literally save you thousands of dollars. Big old head keeps getting in the way. Sorry about that, people. $4K demonstrations. I don't think any of my speakers are on. Let me see if we have speakers on. Yep, subs are definitely on. Something behind me always. Well, you gotta start looking behind me when I move backwards. Get one of the projectors. Yes, hooray! What's my controller? All right, people, we're done here. Oh, by the way, the speaker system, got that at Amazon for $130. You don't got to spend a lot of money. That's the whole purpose. Nice little setup. Projector I got for $560 for the projector. And the screen is a generic screen. I got that for $170. Well, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I gotta go. Thank you all for your time and God bless.